Good morning, everybody. This is Tyler's Talking Sports. If this is your first time tuning in, we're so glad to have you here. My name is Tyler Hess. On the other side of the mic, my brother from another mother, Tyler Castle. You'll meet him in a few minutes, and I think you'll like him. If this is your first time tuning in, you got to know what you're listening to. Here at Tyler's Talking Sports, we cover college football, we cover college basketball, we cover college baseball. You name it in the college world, we're talking about it. From breaking news to big games to new coaching hires to kids entering the transfer portal, we cover it all. So, if you love what you're listening to and you love this episode, be sure to find us on all major podcasting platforms. Find us on social media. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook. Be sure to give us a follow and a like there. We're also on YouTube and TikTok, but on YouTube, be sure to give us a subscribe, because when you do, that allows you to get exclusive content that nobody else gets that's not subscribed to us. When you subscribe to us on YouTube, you get exclusive access to our 10-minute episodes that we drop weekly throughout the week. Plus, our 2 episodes we drop every Monday and Thursday at 6 a.m. You're not going to want to miss any of the content we have, and we appreciate you guys being here, and we hope you enjoy the episode.
This episode is brought to you by Next Level Fitness Club in Lebanon, Virginia. 1806 East Main Street, Lebanon, Virginia, 24266. They are a 24/7 gym facility, 24/7 tanning. They also offer certified personal training and certified functional fitness classes to fit all needs. If you're in the market for a gym membership, this is a great place to hit up. Hit up Ethan, Tyler, or Jordan at any of their numbers, and check out their website at www.nextlevelfitnessclub276.com.
This episode is brought to you by Little's Lawn Care. Little's Lawn Care is the all-you-need lawn care people. You need your yard mowed, you need your leaves blowed out of your yard, you need your gutters cleaned out, contact Little's Lawn Care at 276-698-5104. Again, that number is 276-698-5104. You can text them and you can call him. His name is Brandon Little. He's an incredible person, and be sure you let him know that Tyler sent you.
And we're live, Season 3, Episode number 11, The Sweet 16 and No Cinderellas. Happy Tuesday morning. Is this going up Tuesday?
You know what? I'll probably just put it up right after this. It's Monday. Keep it out there.
Hopefully everyone had a wonderful Monday day. Hopefully you're having an awesome evening as you're listening to this. Hess and I, of course, are a day behind our normal schedule. We wanted to wait until we had the Sweet 16 bracket breakdown for you all. So if it's your first time tuning in, this is Tyler's Talking Sports. We're glad you're here. On the other side of the mic, my brother from another mother, Tyler Hess, and myself, Tyler Castle, bringing you Tyler's Talking Sports. Speaking of brackets, speaking of Sweet 16, No Cinderellas. How's your bracket looking?
Well, and I'm in the Sunbelt Syndicates one. They had 96 people in it. I'm 90th in that one.
That's bad, right?
Yeah, and then our TTS bracket is last in the Tyler's Talking Sports bracket challenge, and I think I'm like 6 spots ahead of that one. So, yeah,
struggling out there.
I was banking on some mid majors.
Banking on some upsets.
Yeah, the mid majors did not pan out this tournament. It was kind of shocking.
They did not. This tournament's turning out to be legit.
Yeah,
your good teams are there. Which is surprising.
There have been a couple little surprises. There's some of these teams that are still here. They've one in particular squeaked by last night. Some of these number 1 seeds, one in particular is they've won, but I wouldn't say dominated. But we're going to talk about it. I'm looking forward to the Elite 8. I am looking forward to see how that goes once we get to the Sweet 16. What about you? How's your bracket?
I'm like mid pack
Mid-pack
on everything. Kind of like, I think I'm in the Sunbelt Syndicate too. I'm like 60s, I think, 50s, somewhere in there. Because I did pick like some crazy upsets. I did. I went with Grand Canyon over Maryland, which wouldn't have been a bad pick if they, we're getting ready to get into it, if they would have lost. So, but, I had some stuff like that. I had Liberty upsetting Troy, upsetting Kentucky. I had some of those upsets that we talked about on the live that we did a couple weeks back. But, stuff didn't pan out like it does sometimes. That's why it's called March Madness.
It is.
The main thing is my favorite team is still in it.
Yeah.
So that's a positive to look at. Could care less about the bracket. But if you are leading the bracket in the TTS bracket, again, you will get a T-shirt, TTS T-shirt, and a free month membership from one of our sponsors, Next Level Fitness Club. So
Yes.
make sure you let us know if you don't have your name on the user, or we'll make a post and ask who it is.
Yeah.
But definitely let us know, and that way we can get all that set up for you.
And I would say, too, if there's people out there that are not around Next Level, I feel like maybe they would throw in a T-shirt as well, just to.
Yeah.
So
They got extra T-shirts there.
You might get 2 T-shirts if you're not from around.
Might get 2 T-shirts if you don't want a membership. That's fine too. Or it might mail you a gift card or something.
Who knows?
To go out and eat or something. You never know, guys. It could be anything. I see on your notes here, possible live for the weekend for the Elite 8.
Yeah, we got
possible
game Saturday.
Just depends
and
on
Sunday.
how this. Yeah, it depends on how this weekend goes. I got a little bit of traveling. I know you probably got some stuff to do too. I'm sure.
Not sure. Not sure.
Might be a relaxing weekend for you.
I'm a day-by-day type person this time of the year. So.
Unless
Unless it's
day
golf.
by day.
Unless it's golf.
Unless it's golf. Then he's like, drop everything.
Yeah, let's go.
Go play golf.
You know what?
I like it.
You want to go now? You don't forget it. Let's go.
Yeah, screw this pod. I'm out.
Was going to throw out, too, this is on the fly, the Sweet 16 is Thursday, Friday, so something happened, and I don't know what your Friday is, but Friday evening, they don't start till like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, first game, so there was an enticing Sweet 16 matchup we see. We'll go over them here at the end.
Yeah.
Maybe that Friday, if it worked out better. We'll see. We'll play it by ear the rest of the week, see how we're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Broke your leg again. Where's Brian Long at when you need him, man?
Right.
Just breaking that toe.
Hit my knee that
Breaking
time.
that toe, man. That was perfect timing right there.
Yeah.
How was your weekend? We haven't had this chat. This feels weird.
I know, man. It wasn't bad, really. I mean, we were Friday. I took off. We were slow at work, and they actually gave the entire plant off. And I went ahead and just went golfing Friday. Shot a 48 altogether, but I had a partner with me, which I did have another legit birdie.
48 on 18. That's pretty good.
Nope, that was on 9. 13 over.
13 over.
But did have another legit birdie. That was pretty cool. So I've had 2 times I've been out. I've had 2 legit birdies, so I'm proud of that.
There you go.
Saturday was full of just. See, what did I do Saturday? A lot of stuff outside. I was outside all day Saturday.
It's a beautiful day.
Went to the ballpark. Bryson wanted to go work on some baseball. Just improm, just like, hey, let's go to the ball field. Went to the park, hung out with the family. Just had a good family day. Sunday,
Nothing like it.
Notice I didn't watch much basketball, but I did get the highlights and recap myself. But Sunday we went to church. Had to go get some baseball stuff to get the season going. Some pants, kids grow, get smaller, feet grow, stuff like that. Then watched a little bit of the race Sunday, a little bit.
Pretty good race.
And then went back to the ball field late last night. Braxton wanted to go again. So we went back out again so we could get some hitting practice in. I guess, more reps you can get, the better.
Yeah.
Proud of him. I don't know if he listens, but proud of him for taking the initiative to say, hey, Dad, take me to the ball field without me even saying anything.
Shout out to B, baby.
Yeah. So that was my weekend. What about yours, buddy?
Yeah. It was solid. Played golf myself. Played Saturday. Took the family out. Had a nice little family day Saturday. Shot a 42. Got really hot at Clear Creek. Holes 3 through 6. Yeah, 3 through 6 got really hot.
Good
Had a
point.
birdie.
Good place
Had a
to get
birdie
hot.
on 4.
Oh, welcome to the Birdie on 4 Club.
I missed the eagle probably by 2 inches. So, but yeah, 42, not bad.
That's a great improvement. Last time you was like Clear Creek on 4, you went over the bank down toward the house. This time you're on
That's
the
true.
green.
I drove right to the green,
My
about
man.
18 foot. And missed eagle, like I said, very, very close. Never eagled that hole, so that would have been a first. But I'll take a bird.
Yeah.
Like I said, got hot there and then blew up on 7, like normal. And I hit the pines on 9. So I struggled on 9 and bogeyed on 9. So should have been 41. But, 42.
That's okay.
Is what it is. It's all right. It's all right. Is what it is. It was those 3 holes were very nice. So I enjoyed that. Went to Chili's after. Chili's is always a must
Oh, yeah, I love
after golf.
Chili's.
So went and got Chili's. Had some chicken and rice. Sunday, laid back day. Went to church myself. Took Hudson to the playground. Walked about 2 miles.
Yeah.
Just stayed off social media. Everything. Just really. I mean, I watched a lot of basketball, but just really detoxed. It was nice.
I've thought about taking, I know this is off subject, but you mentioned it, taking a social media hiatus, like, just use it for our podcast.
We need you for the business, yeah.
Yeah, but
we need you for the
as
DTS.
my personal stuff, get and take away that. And I've thought about just wiping out the Snap and Insta.
Oh, man.
But I like my reels. I like my reels.
Yeah, I like the reels too. Reels are fun, but I'm trying to cut back on that stuff.
I have to. I've thought about doing a full-on
Get
deep
my
dive.
screen time down. But it's that time of year where I don't really get on my phone a lot, honestly.
Yeah, I got worried about you Saturday. Was it Saturday?
Saturday. I zoned out.
Yeah, didn't hear from you at all. Usually, if y'all don't know me in Castle, it's usually by 9 o'clock one of us have said something to each other. I think we did communicate with a reel or two here and there, but
probably. I just didn't.
Had no personal talk to you.
Didn't touch on my phone, man. I just wanted a break for everything.
That's fine. That's you done? You done with me?
Yeah, I'm done my break. Starting to cut. Started to cut today.
Oh,
so March 24th.
Guys, this is a good time. There is a 1-800 suicide hotline. It's out there.
All right, I'm starving right now.
Yeah, he's cutting, and we're gonna try to talk him out of it, guys. So help us out.
Starting to cut. I already dread it.
Speaking of cut,
talk about teams getting cut. Man, I was trying to lead it right into the next segment. How'd you do that?
I was gonna say, I'm down 33 pounds.
My man. Keep it coming.
I
ain't seen you at the gym, but I believe you.
I have not. I bet the week before I had to go in.
Called him out, guys. Called him out. No, he's doing good.
I am doing well. I've been getting exercise when I can. And
as long as you get what steps in, man. And as long as you're tracking your calories. Diet's 80%.
Yeah.
Diet is everything.
Yeah. But, hey, let's get to this round of 32. We had some exciting games. Getting cut. First game here. I think this game went a lot how you thought it was going to go. I think we did on the TTS side of things together with the viewers and stuff. We did predict an upset here, but we did have this. Sure. This is one of the few that we actually called matchup-wise. We didn't pick the winner, but Creighton versus Auburn, number 1 overall seed Auburn, 82. They ended up winning 82-70 over Creighton, but Creighton was leading at half. They were up 37-35. Creighton, great coach, probably one of the best coaches in college basketball with McDermott. Great program. They fizzled. To me, I did watch this game. They did fizzle out at the end.
Ran out of gas.
The big men, not so much Broom on this one, but what's the other guy they got? The other big guy. I keep thinking Maryland's big guy made the shot at the end, but he was really physical down low and really took a lot of the presence off of Broom in this one. And Creighton just couldn't handle the big guys down low. They wore him down at the end that second half.
Yeah. That's pretty much the story. Yeah. I mean, Auburn put up 47 in the second half to Creighton's 33. It basically comes down to bench and just tired legs. Yeah. Because Creighton started missing a lot of those threes. A lot of their shots weren't falling they were in the first half. And it just proves why Auburn is the 1 seed and they still got the number 1 overall. I mean, they are 30-5 total record. Pettiford for them led them with 23 points, 7 of 14 shooting, so he shot 50% from the field. And Kalkbrenner had 18 points, 7 of 13 shooting. So very solid there for them. I don't know what the 6-year senior finished up with, but
I think he had I want to say he had
Ashburn.
Ashburn. I think he had 17.
17. Okay, I was going to say he had 17, pretty good.
He had 17, 9 assists.
He played his heart out.
He did. He gave it everything he had.
Good player. I was really looking to see the upset here, but this is kind of how I planned it to pan out. I mean, I still picked Creighton in my own personal bracket just because, but I knew deep down I was like Auburn's pretty deep. So
my thing with
I'll say this before we get into all these: SEC looks proven to be legit. I think they got seven or 8 schools.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah,
I don't think there is.
Just saying.
I don't think there is legit. I mean, they had 14 in it, so
but half of them are in the Sweet 16.
We'll talk about it.
Half of them are in Sweet 16.
I think
that's impressive.
I think there's a very good chance you don't see one of them in the Elite 8.
Okay.
There's a possibility. We'll talk about it.
Yeah. We'll get into it.
This next game, though, Houston, I had them going all the way to the Final Four, so I wasn't as shocked. But I want to shout out Mark Few and Gonzaga.
Houston, we have a problem, is what I saw from this game.
I don't think so. That's what I was about to say here. I think Houston, they're a legit team. I think they're going to cruise to the Final Four. I personally believe that. Gonzaga played way better in this tournament than I ever thought they was going to. Shout out to Mark Few getting those guys ready. I'll honestly go out on a limb and say this is one of the best Gonzaga teams I've seen as far as being prepared for the tournament. They've been several times we've seen Gonzaga number 1 seed, number 2 seed, and then they lose that first or second round. And then this team, I don't know what light switch they flipped, but that tournament, they won their conference tournament. They come into the NCAA tournament and they were a completely different team. 81-76 against Houston. They blew out North Carolina, who absolutely destroyed San Diego State. Uh,
Yep.
Gonzaga, nothing to hold your head about. They gave it everything they had that first half.
Gonzaga beat Georgia.
Yeah, they beat Georgia. Yeah, sorry. I was thinking the UNC. I
All
looked
good.
up wrong.
I just wanted to let you know your
Yeah.
team got slaughtered.
Oh, yeah, they got destroyed. And which I kind of had a feeling about that one, too. So only reason I picked them to advance was because they are my dogs. But anyway, Gonzaga, first half killed them. 35-27 down at half. But honestly, I know the second half was a 3-point deficit, but they scored almost 50 points in that second half. They were shooting well. They just could not get those second chance points they needed. Houston was just dominating the boards. They were just everything they missed. They were dominating, and then LJ Cryer, the kid, was just phenomenal in that game. I think he finished with like 11 rebounds. He did finish with 30 points.
He's probably their best player.
He's a stud. He's an absolute stud. And I mean, that's been Houston all year. They found a way to win all these games. They out rebound everybody they're playing. That's where they're beating people. Gonzaga, though, Graham Ike, he had 27 points. He was 8 for 13 from the field, 9 for 9 from the free throw line. Gonzaga played their hearts out in this game. Mark Few, I would say this is probably, outside of the national championship season they had, this is the second best coaching job he's done all his entire career.
Mark Few's a great coach.
Yes.
And to note that, guys, Gonzaga next year is coming into the Western Conference. So that's the old Pac-12, but they're actually joining in basketball.
Yeah.
They're joining in 2026. So keep that in mind. This Gonzaga squad will probably get some good recruits when they move to that for basketball because they will have some bigger ranked matchups, I'm sure. But yeah, nothing to hold your head down about. No. Houston, I have Houston winning this game. I think Houston's Final Four team, honestly. I just said Houston, we have a problem just because it sounded cool.
It did sound cool.
But they're fine, guys. They just beat a very tough Gonzaga squad.
The only Houston I think that has a problem is the fact the Astros got Altuve in left field. That's a problem.
That is a problem.
That's not for this podcast, though, but that is a problem.
Not a big fan of the Houston Astros, as you know.
Yes.
Not a fan at all.
We'll keep your actual name between us.
Yeah. But anybody can guess what I like to call them.
But this next game, I was actually very shocked at this game. I did not see this next one coming.
No one did.
Upset here. Number 10 seed Arkansas actually just dominated.
This was your biggest upset.
This was the biggest upset. They ended up beating St. John 75-66. What's your take on this game?
Honestly, I think it comes down to, I know you don't like him, but Coach Kyle can coach. Truthfully, he's proven it. He's got a team here in the Sweet 16. Everybody keeps forgetting that he brought in players from Kentucky. I think we all kind of slept on that. I think we kind of slept on Arkansas based off the SEC schedule, and we're seeing now how tough the SEC actually is. St. John's maybe got a little bit ahead. I know there was some player issues there.
Mm-hmm.
Patino, after the game, he said he played him for 30 minutes. The reporter was trying to, get him to say something, and he's like, I think you're trying to lead me into an answer I don't want to say, so I'm not going to answer that question. But he's like, he did play for 30 minutes, so might see him in the transfer portal because he is a junior. So we'll see what happens there. Patino was hot, very hot after that game.
I'm glad you mentioned that. It is Monday. The transfer portal opened for basketball today. John Calipari.
We'll see if he transfers.
I listened to his interview today. He's doesn't like that because he's trying to prepare for the Sweet 16, and he said he knows of at least 3 players on his team that have already mentioned transferring or talking about transferring. And
it needs to be after the tournament, just like in college football.
Yeah.
But it comes down to grades, as we looked that up, and academics.
Yeah, it comes down to the semesters.
Comes before sports.
You got to get the transfer out. They got to have.
But they need to work on that somehow.
They do. Big thing here. I know he's not mentioned here. We're talking about Zobi Ejiofor for St. John's, and then Billy Richmond III. But another big player for Arkansas was Knox. Can't remember his first name, but if you remember, his brother played for the Knicks. Played at Kentucky. Knox, number 24. Big 3-point shooter for them. His brother was the number 1 overall, or number 3.
Knox?
Yeah, Knox. He was the number 3 overall recruit going to Kentucky. He followed Calipari to Arkansas. He actually was the real reason why they won this game. His defense, he was shutting down the guards for St. John's. He was playing very well. Richmond was able to get the points scored, but the defensive side of the ball, I think, is where Arkansas won this game. They were able to really just slow down the pace.
Well, St. John's struggled on the 3 too.
They did.
I think that was a big thing that I listened to reporters talk about it. That was one of the things they had circled. If St. John's struggled on the 3, probably going to beat St. John's because they're deep everywhere else. But I think that was one of the biggest reasons for that loss. What did they shoot from three?
Carter Knox is who I'm talking about, by the way.
Carter Knox.
Yeah. He's a freshman. He was the number 3 overall recruit this past for the class. He is. Let me see if I can find.
Watch out for this Arkansas team, man.
We'll see.
I mean, they had to transfer too from Tennessee there.
Yeah, they had
Adu.
Yeah, Adu. They had Adu. Yeah, he was the Knox. He had 11 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 steals in this game. He was a top 30 prospect. He had offers from Kentucky, Louisville, and South Florida. Ended up following Calipari to Arkansas, who wasn't even recruited. He is Kevin Knox. That's who I was talking about.
Kevin Knox. Name sounds familiar.
And then his older brother was Kevin Knox II, who was the 9th overall pick to the Knicks in the 18 draft. His dad played in the NFL as a wide receiver. So athletes in that family, watch out for that.
Sounds like it. That's what I'm hearing.
There's a lot of talk about him maybe going to the NBA. I don't like it. Let's tell you another year.
Freshman?
Yeah, freshman.
Stay, man, stay.
I'm with it, freshman staying. But yeah, Arkansas. Let's talk about it just a little bit more here. Big surprise. They were kind of, for the most part of the SEC, till about January. They were almost bottom feeders in the SEC.
Start turning it around.
Don't ever say it much, but I'll tip the cap a little bit here to Calipari on getting this team lined out. And
hats off.
Nope, I ain't even going to say that one because I ain't going to get that repeated to us.
I am. But hats off.
But yeah, I'll tip the cap a little bit to Calipari here. Great coaching job here for him. Maybe his best that he's had because, I mean.
Yeah, that's his best win season.
I mean, I just got to give it to him on this one because I did not see this coming. So we'll see what Arkansas does in the matchup.
A lot of people had St. John's in the finals.
A lot of people did. I mean, I'm pretty sure we did.
I think I had them Elite Eight or Final Four.
We had them losing. We had them losing to Florida in the Elite Eight.
Yep. Elite Eight. So next round.
So yeah. So and guys,
not round or 2 rounds. Sorry, not round of 32.
And if you are watching, guys, I am the TTS brackets hung right here, so I kind of look up at it, see where we picked.
Where it was at.
Yeah, but we'll move on here to this next game. I know you was really happy about the outcome of this one.
Absolutely.
I was kind of shocked by the score of this one. I mean, I know it's a little. I was thinking it was going to be a lot closer. I was thinking more of a 3-point game in this one because UCLA just really can match up against the Vols very well. But the Vols did what they had to do in the second half. I mean, that's been the theme here. It's been like that first.
Close in the first, yep for every team.
Yeah, and the second half was just the defense of the Vols. That's what got it for them. They were making the baskets they needed, but from what I seen, I'll let you talk about it because of the Vols, but from what I seen, their defense finally, they locked down that last 5-6 minute stretch. They really locked down and did what they had to do to win the game.
They held UCLA there at one point, 4 minutes or 5 minutes without a basket. UCLA looked excellent on defense.
Yes.
I'll give them that.
Yes.
They did. This was a low-scoring game. But the biggest thing here is Chaz Lanier. I'm pretty sure you can look this up, but anytime Chaz scores like 19 or 20, and I've talked about this on the pod, they're undefeated.
Yeah.
He dropped 20 points against UCLA. He's 6 of 14 shooting. If he can keep this hot streak going, because he's shooting I'm sure he's shooting in the 40%, 50% range on the tournament right now. If he can keep that going and keep getting open and keep getting other guys open, and Zakai Ziegler keeps doing what he's doing with distribution and driving the paint and kicking out, that Tennessee team can be dangerous. Sky Clark for them had 18 points for UCLA, 5'11", shooting very solid there. But like I said, Tennessee's defense did what they supposed to, held them to 58 points, showed why that defense is so good. But for Tennessee to continue, Chaz Lanier has to keep playing like this.
Yeah, I agree with that.
If he has one cold night, I think that's where Tennessee loses.
I want to talk a little bit more at UCLA. Last year, guys, they were 16-17 overall.
Big improvement.
Complete turnaround. They was times earlier in the year it was like, oh, UCLA's good. It was like, oh, nope, they were a fluke.
They dominated that first game too, right?
They did. They dominated.
They won by 30, right?
Yeah, they did. And they made a big run to Big Ten. That was the big thing. People were talking about how bad they was in the Pac-12 in 2023, 2024. Moving into the Big Ten, it's like, okay, we're in a basketball conference now. How will UCLA do? I'm happy to see UCLA being successful again. That's one of those teams you want to see there.
Yeah.
Part of me was, just as a basketball fan, was wanting UCLA to win this one, but I did tell you personally, once my dogs were out, I am pulling for the Vols here. But I like to see UCLA be successful. Though.
Fun fact, I mean, since we're talking about the Vols, they're only college university, however you want to say it, across everywhere to make Sweet 16.
All right, Luke Jackson.
All right, fine. Fine, not going to go there.
The only team to make the Sweet 16, the College Baseball World Series, the College Football
First
Playoff.
college football playoff, yeah. And the women's made Sweet 16. And shout out to TCU women's basketball, not to get off topic, but this first time they've ever made an appearance in the Sweet 16. I watched some of it.
Yep, they have
Pretty good little squad.
They have the twin.
Yeah, she's good.
Yeah, she's single-handedly the reason they made it.
Yeah, she's disgusting.
Yeah, she's really
Yeah,
good.
they're number 2 seed. Watch out for TCU.
Oh, by the way, speaking of women, I'm glad you brought that up. I love what they do with the beginning of the tournament. If you're one of the top 4 seeds in your region, you host at your home. I love that.
Oh, shout out to the Vols, too. Lady Vols for beating Ohio State, who whooped us in football. So that was nice to get.
Yeah, I was about to tell you, Ohio State was about to be that team, too, to have a team. That made,
But they weren't.
But
they did win the Natty. I give them
that. Next game here, team that I was really high on.
Yeah.
I thought they was going to make a run. They did well. They did.
Yeah.
Well, you wouldn't allow me to make them. You wouldn't allow me to.
You wanted them to win that first game. I said no against Missouri.
Yes. But Drake ended up playing Texas Tech here.
Missouri crapped the bed.
Texas Tech ended up winning this game 77-64.
Red Raiders.
First half was the difference in this one, to my opinion. Both these teams played very even in the second half. The 7-point deficit at halftime, 37-30, was just a little bit too much to overcome for Drake. Drake wasn't hitting their shots in the first half. They're a big 3-point shooting team. We got some news on Drake, I think, on down through here about their coach. I think it comes up. I think it's him.
Got a new rap album coming out.
Yeah, I did like the whoever works social media for Texas Tech. They said they posted a picture of one of their coach on Kendrick Lamar's face and said, "Hey Drake."
Nice.
Yeah, so Texas Tech, you've been high on him all year. I'll let you talk a little bit more about him here, but I will throw out the scores here. Bennett Stritz. I could be saying that wrong. He had 21 points for Drake, 9 for 19 from the field. Sturts.
Maybe.
Sturts. And then Darren Williams, that kid is very good. He had 28 points. He was 11 for 18 from the field and 5 for 5 from free throw line. Texas Tech, you still high on them? You think they can?
Very high on Texas Tech. I've been high on the Red Raiders. I told y'all about 3 weeks remaining in the season, in the regular season, that Texas Tech was the hottest team in basketball. Sticking to it.
Okay.
Very good team. I think, I know we'll get in Sweet 16 here in a second, but watch out.
Yeah.
I'm circling them. Just watch out.
This next game, I wanted to say this was Purdue and not Clemson. And
it wasn't McGeese either.
Yeah, it was McNeese.
McGeese is what he said. Everybody go back and listen.
Yep, I did say McNeese, but it is McNeese.
Twice.
Will Wade, great coach.
Yes.
Absolutely wonderful coach. Got some news on him. Getting ready to talk about that here in just a second. But to Jacob, last I checked, Clemson didn't win that game. So
how's the ACC doing?
They got one. Oh, like we said, they have one program.
Like we said, yeah.
But hey, I don't want to start nothing. I can't say nothing because I know Jake's like, "Yeah, where's your bracket at, Hess? You're in the bottom." Yeah, I already know what he's going to say. So
I'm just going to say this too right now. Jacob wins. He still has to pay for a membership, and we're not making him a shirt.
Right, but but we did hire him as a TTS.
Just for Jacob.
We did hire him as a TTS correspondent. So
that is true. Maybe I'll give him a TTS shirt to wear to his game.
He probably won't wear it. He won't wear it.
He probably won't. He hates us.
Yeah, but Purdue ended up winning
this game.
Yeah, Purdue ended up being just a little bit too much. At first half, it was like Cowboys.
Boilermakers are bowling.
Yeah, they are, and we talked about them. I mean, they have a AP All-American, first-team All-American, Braden Smith on this team.
I'm going to say something, too. All I heard from the reporters is this Purdue team doesn't have Zach Edey, so they're not going to go as far. That's all I heard from them.
But they got a
5-year
senior at point guard here.
They got a great coach.
Yes. Oh, yes, absolutely.
This team's experienced. They went 24-11, and they won some big games.
I think you can go back, 5-6 weeks.
Purdue's a basketball team.
I mean, you were talking about Purdue, and they're a great little program. They end up first half was what won them this game. They ended up 18 and a half.
It's up 18. McNeese outscored them in the second half.
They did outscore them.
Too much.
It was just too much to overcome, and they were gassed. They were absolutely
This is
gassed.
where depth comes into play.
Sincere Parker led McNeese with 17 points in this game, and then Trey Coffin-Wren. He had 22 points. I think Brandon Smith, he had 20 points. He had 10 assists in this game, and he had a double-double.
Team's loaded.
I have to give big props here because we're going to talk about this right here to Will Wade and this team to avoid the distraction because it broke before the game, but the night before. He is now officially the new head coach. Excellent hire at NC State.
Where was he at before? He got fired somewhere.
He was at LSU.
LSU.
And they had
I knew it was somewhere in the
some
SEC.
recruiting stuff. That was back when Ben Simmons. He was the one who brought Ben Simmons into LSU.
Okay. Yeah, that's a big hire for NC State.
Prior to that, he was an assistant at Clemson, and I did some research on this, and the donors and boosters wanted Will Wade to be the head coach over the guy that's there now, and they said, no, we don't like his philosophy. So he went to LSU. That happened, and, he went here.
Gotcha.
So now he's like, you know what? Clemson don't want me. I graduated from there. I played basketball there. I want to go to their
one of the biggest rivals. Yeah.
Yep, and I'm going to beat them in the ACC. So that's a great hire.
NC State, the Wolfpack used to be, pretty tough.
Great hire by them. I think he'll do some big things there, especially on the recruiting side of it. And
Will Wade wins.
Yeah,
triple W.
Yeah, triple W. Great hire there. But got some more coaching news on down, but I wanted to put that in there because we were talking about him.
I think that's a good hire. He's also bringing one of his assistants. I saw that.
He's bringing the hype man, the guy that carries the speaker.
Yes, that guy.
Aura.
Yeah,
Aura.
Whatever his name is. Yeah.
Which is really cool. He got to step beside Spike Lee.
Yeah, if y'all haven't seen that hype video before they come out, y'all need to watch that.
Yeah, it's
if I'd have saw that when Hess and I were doing our picks, I'd have picked McNeese.
Yeah, he's nice. This next game here, the team that won this, college basketball, needs to take notice.
Yeah. Nobody's talking about this team.
First off, before BYU,
it's the biggest surprise, I guess, besides Arkansas.
BYU
this is
won
the biggest surprise team.
BYU won this game 91-89 over a Wisconsin team, meaning you've been very high on.
Yeah, the Badgers.
BYU has the number one NIL fund for a basketball program in college basketball.
I thought that was SMU.
Nope, SMU's number 3. VCU is number 2.
Gotcha.
NIL.
Okay.
But BYU next year is bringing in the number 1 overall recruit, the number 3 overall recruit, and the number 10 overall recruit.
Oh, buddy.
And the number 1 is on Team USA's team already. They're paying him. He's the highest paid NIL player. He's getting $8.9 million to come play at BYU. And they're saying, you know what?
I remember that. That was like 2 years ago.
Yeah, let's go ahead and start the success this year, winning this game, going to the Sweet 16. BYU is one of those teams. Usually, they're streaky, except for when they had Jimmer Fredette. That was some of my favorite basketball.
Gosh, good times.
But they outplayed Wisconsin. The second half, I think they took their foot off the gas. They took their foot off the gas in the second half a little bit, and Wisconsin was scoring 53 in this game to make it close. But BYU had this game pretty much handedly. There was a little stretch there in the second half where they kind of got a little bit too close to comfort. But hats off to BYU, I'll say it there. Hats off to them and the Cougs. Go Mormons, beating the Badgers, a team that I think me and you kind of thought would be
I thought they'd be Elite 8 squad.
See, what do we have? We had BYU. Yeah, we had BYU playing in the Sweet 16 against Duke.
Against Duke.
Yep.
Okay.
So we had.
Okay, so that one.
Because you had.
I think in my personal, I had Wisconsin.
Yeah, we had. No, see. Yeah, we had BYU playing Duke in the Elite 8. Sorry.
Elite 8.
BYU will play Alabama because you wanted to go to St. Mary's.
That's right. Yeah.
Watch out for BYU, guys.
Yeah, watch out for them. That's a team I'd circle too. Very hot right now. Richie Saunders for them had 25 points, 9 of 16 shooting. John Tonji wasn't enough, but he had 37 points, 10 of 18 shooting, 14 of 16 from the line. Excellent game from him. Again, this just comes to running out of time.
Yeah.
I think if you had another 2 minutes, this game could have went either way.
Absolutely. I agree with that.
But, great season from Wisconsin. They came on hot about mid-season, got really hot. Kind of stayed there, but just lost to a very, very tough BYU squad. Yeah. And BYU and Arkansas probably the 2 biggest surprises so far.
Yeah. Actually, me personally, this next game is my biggest surprise because I was not high on
Not for me.
I was not high on them at all. Where did we have this next matchup? Is Michigan versus Texas A&M. Michigan absolutely dominated this game. Let's see, where is this at? Where did we have Michigan?
I can't remember what we chose, but I wanted to take Michigan farther probably. If you made them,
we had Michigan getting upset by UC San Diego in the first round.
God, of course, that was you. That wasn't me.
They only won by 2 points in that game.
It was close.
Yeah,
close game. But look what they just did to Texas A&M.
But
it was looking like world beaters.
That's typical A&M. That's been them all season.
Up and down.
91-79. This game really wasn't even that close. I turned it on for a hot second and ended up turning it off. Rudy Gale Jr. from Michigan led them with 26 points, 7 for 14 from the field. Again, free throws, 8 for 8. And then Pharrell Payne for Texas A&M, he had 26 points, 10 for 13 from the field, and 6 for 9 from free throws. Bet he wishes he made those 3 free throws that he missed.
Yeah.
Yeah, win the game there.
Nah, you still lose, bud.
Oh yeah, sorry. I was thinking of the.
I mean, but I do agree with you. I bet he does wish he went 9 for 9.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I was looking at that BYU Wisconsin.
It's all good, man. Yeah. It's all good, man. I that's why I'm here.
That's why you're here. That was two
That's why I'm here,
two
man.
back-to-back 91s.
How'd the big 7-footer do from Michigan?
Michigan.
That's why I'm high on Michigan. Having a big center like that.
Speaking of big centers,
look what Purdue did last year.
What about the 7'9" guy at Florida's got sitting on their bench?
How about him? We're getting ready to talk about Florida.
He don't play. He's redshirted.
He's redshirted.
Yep, he's coming next year.
Yeah, I was talking to a guy at the gym this morning who's a big Florida fan. He was telling me about him.
Does his name begin with an A?
It does.
Oh, he's pulling up Michigan State basketball because that's the real Michigan.
That's the real Michigan basketball, I guess.
Yeah. Let's see, I'll pull that up. A&M 7-footer.
Yeah, 7-footer.
Is that the Vladimir Golden?
Yep. I think he's Russian.
Yeah, he had 12 points.
12 points. Low game for him. How many rebounds?
He don't give me his rebounds. It gives me his assists.
Of course not. Of course.
So I'll pull it up here. See if Aspen will give it to me. Game by game. A&M, he played 32 minutes, 12 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 blocks, 4 fouls, 3 turnovers.
12 points, 12 boards. That's not bad.
Nope, he had 23. He
had 23 points?
Yep, 23. Google had it wrong. He had 23 points, 12 rebounds.
I was about to say, he's usually their guy.
He had 14 points against UC San Diego.
Gotcha. Yeah, he's solid.
Yeah. Yep, he's a senior 7'1" from Nalashchik, Russia.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, watch out for Michigan.
Next game here. This one surprised me. This one,
I knew this would be close.
This one really surprised me. What do we have here?
I knew this would be a tie game.
Yeah, we didn't have UConn winning. Yeah, we did. You wanted to boo Oklahoma. I said UConn. No, I wanted Oklahoma. No. You said UConn.
Yep, I said UConn.
So we had
almost said UConn here.
Yep, got Florida advancing there. So we was right on that. But this game was 77-75. I did not see this.
I did.
I did not see UConn playing this well.
They got the size. They had it. They have the coaching.
Game was tied at half.
Yep, it was a tight game all the way through. Great game. I watched the whole team.
I watched the highlights. I didn't watch the game, but I know Hurley was very pissed off at the refs.
Yes, towards the end.
He told the fans at the end of the game, the refs effing screwed us. And he's looking at Baylor fans, and he says, I hope they don't do that to you either, Baylor. Go beat the out of Duke.
Yep.
He was very upset about that. I don't know what.
A little emotional.
I don't know.
By 2. I get it.
That's been him all season, complaining about the refs. So I'm kind of getting tired of it a little bit. I mean, you discussed that in one episode.
I mean, in my opinion, they lost that game fair and square.
He says they didn't. He said they should have won this game by 8 if the refs would have called the game right.
Well, woulda, coulda, shoulda, woulda, coulda.
I don't know.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda.
I didn't watch like I said, I watched the highlights. I didn't see anything. Shout out to your
you got beat, man. Stop giving excuses.
Shout out to your guy, probably one of the top transfers we've had in the transfer portal era, and Walter Clayton Jr. If you don't know, guys, he was at Iona with Rick Pitino.
He's a stud.
He left there. He played the bench there. Pitino
caught him all year.
Pitino said that that was his favorite player he's coached in a long time. Said he really absorbed everything.
He took over that game.
He did. He took over this game. He had 23 points.
They had about a minute and 11 seconds left, and they were up by 2, and he hit a 3, like with a guy in his face, like 2 foot behind the line. Drained it. He did that all game.
Yeah. And I mean,
he won that game.
He's been that all season. He's been that all season, Florida.
Yes, he is that guy. I love him. I love watching him unless he's playing my balls.
Yeah. I really was hoping that this game would be a buzzer beater, and the leading scorer for UConn, Lem McNeely, was going to score it because I love hearing the announcers call out McNeely, and I was really wanting one of those, McNeely! But it didn't happen.
Didn't happen.
But he had 22 points. He was 6 for 16 from the field.
Great game.
8 for 8. Sure, he wishes he would have made at least 7 more of those baskets instead of missing 10 of them.
He was, his field goals.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was 100% from the line.
He was. He made the free throws.
Yeah, if he'd made one more shot, could have been tied.
Could have been tied.
Could have been a win.
Another game here. This one, I think.
We don't even need to touch on this one. They're going to win it all. That's all I keep hearing.
Oh, okay. Duke won this game 89-66. That's what everybody expected.
Tyrese Proctor shot 90% from the field.
Yeah, Proctor shot 90. He was 9 for 10 from the field.
I think Cooper had like 15 or something.
VJ Edgecombe He's a big rival of Cooper Flagg. You go back to
from
high school. Yep. They talked a lot of smack to each other. He kind of touched him on one of the things, and Flagg kind of gave him a look. I like seeing stuff like that. A little bit of friendly banter between two good basketball players.
Very good.
Okay, that's all I got for that one.
89-66. All I know is if they keep playing like this, they're going to walk into the national championship.
Oh.
All right, that's it on that.
Okay, next game, Alabama versus St. Mary's. You were high on St. Mary's coming in,
I was.
And I will use your
rightfully so.
Rightfully so in this one. St. Mary's was the number 1 3-point shooting team in the country this year.
I thought they could compete.
First half killed them.
Yeah.
They could not keep up with Alabama in that first half.
Alabama's pace is a different level. If you can't slow them down, you're screwed.
Yeah. I was very surprised by the lead scorer in this one, but this is scary.
Low scoring.
If Alabama can have their leading scorer have 13 and they've spread the ball out that well with that entire team,
I don't think it's going to be like that.
That's scary.
Moving forward.
But Chris Youngblood, I think it's the first time we said it all year. He led Alabama with 13 points.
Not Mark Sears.
And then Mitchell Saxon for St. Mary's had 15 points. Defensive game, and that's weird to say for Alabama.
Fair.
Again, scary that they
still dropped 80.
They dropped 80, but I'm saying on the fact that they only gave up 66. Don't think I've seen that all year at Alabama. Maybe if they played somebody small.
Play like Tennessee or somebody, yeah.
Okay.
I'm just saying. Don't go pulling up their scores.
No,
I'm not. But I'm just saying, I mean, solid win, 14-point win over a tough St. Mary's.
Next game, though, we had a second-round matchup here, Michigan State versus New Mexico. Love seeing the fact that Rick Pitino.
It's a big win.
Rick Pitino left after they lost to St. John's and flew to this game so he could be there to support his son, who coaches New Mexico. New Mexico was up at half by 2, 31-29 in this one. Second half, the Lobos were very low. They didn't do much in the second half. We got outscored by 10, 42-32. Nelly Jr. Joseph, he had 16 points to lead the Lobos. And then Jaden Atkins, who we've talked about pretty much all year for Michigan State, led them with 16 points as well. Michigan State's a team that I think a lot of people's had in the Final Four. Some people have had them national champs. What do you think about this Michigan State team?
Izzo knows what he's doing. I know I said I get nervous because the past couple times I've picked Michigan State to run real far, they're usually on the upset list. But this year's been a little different. We've only had one of those really with St. John's, kind of a huge surprise. Very sound win. A lot of people had New Mexico upset in Michigan State here. And I could see it. I mean, because New Mexico is very tough. But yeah, Michigan State's fine. I think they are the better team in Michigan. So we'll see if that plays out, like I said.
Yeah, we'll see what happens there. Next game, part of the game of the weekend, Colorado State versus Maryland. Final score in this one was Maryland 72 on a buzzer beater that I am arguing he traveled.
Nah, I don't think so.
He took 3 steps. He grabbed the ball. He stepped. He never dribbled. He grabbed it, step.
I have to rewatch it. But I watched it live. I have to rewatch it in slow, I guess.
But he got the pass. Wallace did for them. He caught it, stepped again, and then stepped another time and then faded away. That's 3 steps without a dribble. To me, that's traveling, but I don't know. I'm not.
I mean, they're long strides.
Does that matter?
It's hard to see that, probably. I mean, the NBA takes like 7 steps and then they'll dribble.
We watch real basketball over at TTS.
That's true. Great game. Yeah. Colorado State came back in that one. They were down.
Derek Queen, sorry, not Wallace.
They were down pretty big there in the second half, and then they made a run.
Yeah, but they were up at half. They were up 37-30 at half.
They were, but they let Maryland come all the way back and take the lead by like 5 or 6. But then they found a way to compete with them, but just wasn't enough there towards the end.
It was just
good. Unlucky.
My thing I take away from this game is I'm not a big fan of Angela Reese, but her brother does play for Maryland.
Yeah, that was a big shot.
He completely different player than his sister. I'm say that senior, been at Maryland his whole career. Made those clutch free throws there at the end. That was really big for them to even set up this game-winning situation. Maryland is a sneaky team. They've been ranked. Yeah. They've been ranked all since probably about mid-season. They've been ranked in the top 25. They've been hovering around.
I mean, I had Grand Canyon upsetting them just for fun. Yeah, that was stupid. Yeah. I knew it was stupid. I was like, I'm gonna try it.
Yeah, I mean, I think we did. We put GCU on against Memphis, which didn't pan out either. But Maryland, they're a sneaky team. They are a sneaky team. They could be, to me, in a way. Them and Arkansas are our two Cinderellas if you want to give somebody that label.
Sure.
Watch out for Maryland.
Watch out for Maryland.
Yeah, watch out for the Terrapins. Next game here, we predicted this one. This is what I had in my bracket.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is. I mean,
that's what I said all year. Just want to clarify that.
If they had their other player there, they would have won this game.
I mean, maybe they got demolished.
Oh,
91-78. Ole Miss over Iowa State.
Yeah.
Guys, Hess liked Iowa State. I'll give him this for most of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the season. And there toward the end, I think he finally saw what I was seeing. Is that correct?
I don't know if it was what you were seeing, but I don't think you ever seen what I seen.
I never saw what you saw, and look what happened.
Yeah.
Sometimes, hey, when you're right, sometimes you just got to take it.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
I'm not right all the time, but hey, I was right for once.
This is where I had them losing. You fought with me on this one. I wanted to put Ole Miss over UNC or San Diego State. And you convinced me to put UNC.
Hey, I said I can't be right on everything.
And then, if you remember here,
I was right over Iowa State losing.
You remember here, I said
I said they would lose early, like the third game in the season.
It was like I said here. I said if Iowa State plays Ole Miss here, they don't advance. But we had them advancing in TTS because of the matchup. But in my bracket, I didn't even have them going past the second round either. So
I had them losing here.
Yeah, I did too. So Ole Miss playing very well. This is
very well coached.
Kind of like Texas A&M here. One game they look dominant. The next game they look like they don't belong on a basketball court. Curtis Jones, we talked about him all year. Great season by him. 26 points for them. He just wasn't enough for Iowa State. And then Sean Padula for the Rebels had 20 points. He was 6 of 13 from the field, 5 for 6 from the free throw line. Ole Miss, can they make a run?
I don't think so.
You got a tough matchup against Michigan State.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think that might be the end of the road, but great season, if so. I mean, Sweet 16 is excellent.
Don't really want to talk about this one much because I know Jacob's going to say don't need to give anybody credit here because Duke blew them out of Madison Square Garden, but Illinois played Kentucky in this one. It was 84-75 final. Kentucky, Mark Pope leads Kentucky to the Sweet 16 in his first season at Kentucky. Cody Prey had 23 points. He was 10 for 16 from the field. Never shot a free throw. They didn't foul him. Kalen Boswell, no relation to Megan Boswell, scored 23 points for Illinois. He was 9 for 14 from the field, and he was 3 for 5 from the free throw line.
Give me a second. Oh, my God, terrible.
But Kentucky, anything you got on Kentucky?
If you let Brea score like that, you're going to lose. Plain and simple.
Okay. I like that take. That's all I'm going to say.
Kentucky's loaded. We've said that all year. If they play Otega.
If they were loaded, they would have scored 100 against Illinois. So.
Oh, right. I forget.
Yes.
I forget. Sorry. I don't want to be too high on the Wildcats.
Yeah, it's not. It's Illinois, guys.
Yeah, they're just Kentucky, who's got the most wins ever in tournament. By the way.
Yeah.
I think they 213 or something like that.
Yep.
Way ahead of another blue team, a couple states down to the right.
Yes. Good geography there. Good geography. Next game here. Very good game here. Big two former Pac-12 schools getting to face off against each other. Oregon Ducks versus the Arizona Wildcats. Ming Yu have been high on Arizona the last probably 2 months. First half was very close. Second half was even closer. They tied 45-45 in the second half, but it ended up being the first half just a little bit too much, 4-point deficit. Jackson Shellstrad, 25 points for Oregon.
Shellstad.
Yeah. Shellstad. He had
25 points.
25 points for Oregon, 9-14 from the field. Caleb Love, UNC wishes he was still there. 29 points. 10
he's doing what he's supposed to do.
Yep.
There toward middle of the season, he started picking it up. That's where we started talking about him.
Yep.
And that's where we said Arizona could be dangerous. There he is.
But
they can't be that dangerous, because they lost earlier in the season to another team.
They did earlier in the season.
They're not that good.
Nothing to freak out about, guys.
Yeah.
But that finishes up the second round of the tournament going into the Sweet 16. We did have some coaching hires today. Sean Miller takes the Texas job after Rodney Terry was fired Sunday. Terry took over for Texas after Chris Beard was suspended in the 2022 season. Sean Miller's leaving Xavier after taking that job after being fired from Arizona because they were under federal basketball investigation, which included 5 level 1 allegations against the school, which they're still recovering from as far as scholarships. Miller's career win percentage, he's won 71% of his games. He started his career.
Good hire.
He started his career at Xavier from 04 to 09, led them to 4 tournament appearances, 1 Sweet 16. Arizona, we know what he did there from 09 to 22. I think he won national championship there. Great school there. Did very well. Put Arizona on the map during that time. Then he went back to Xavier. Now he's at Texas. What's your thoughts on Texas bringing in Sean Miller?
Excellent hire. I think you have to have somebody like that there that knows how to get to the tournament. Texas has the money, the funding. They had the players this year, just couldn't. We had one player really, who I was high on all year. But I mean, great hire. I think Texas is a threat next year in the SEC with this hire.
I think it's a great hire. I like.
I think the SEC just gets tougher.
I like that hire because, one, like you said, Texas got the funding. It's a big program. Sean Miller belongs at a program like this, and I think him being in the SEC, he's the type of guy who will want to come in and send a message, and I think that's going to be great for Texas.
Be a tough team.
Another
if they can return some players too, if they don't go to the draft, but I think he will go to the draft. But if they can return him, I think that team could be
it'd be dangerous. Be very dangerous, and I'm sure he'll bring some of them Xavier people with him to Texas, and
and Xavier. I mean, they made the tournament this year.
I mean, he knows how to make it to the tournament. Another big hire here, Iowa, a program that's usually pretty good in basketball, had a very down season. They hired Drake's head coach, Ben McCullum. What's your thoughts on that hire?
I mean, look at Drake. Drake finished 11th seed this year. Made it to round of 32.
Yeah, I mean, 9-loss team.
Excellent.
I think he's never lost double digits so far as a coach, so
excellent hire.
I think it's a great hire for him.
Big surprise for me right now. I'm going to say this before we get into Sweet 16 matchups, and then I got to wrap it up pretty soon. But big surprise. UNC gave Hubie an extension.
Yes, they signed that. Apparently, that was signed before the season even started. And they just came out about it.
Yeah. That's very interesting.
Yep.
I'm a UNC fan. I'm not too happy.
Right.
Because I think, honestly, here you go, Jacob. I'll say Duke will beat the brakes off of them years to come if he stays there.
NC State will Wade. NC State
might be a little bit more competition there with NC State. Virginia hopefully gets a good coach. I'd like to see Virginia back, but I mean Duke's in my opinion, Duke's going to destroy him.
Yeah, I like that. Talk about the Sweet 16. You did mention it earlier. SEC had with a record 7 teams in the Sweet 16.
7, okay.
This is the first time in the NCAA tournament history the Sweet 16 will be comprised of only 4 conferences, which is the fewest ever. It's the 4 biggest leagues: the ACC, the Big East, the Big Ten, the SEC. You got some big matchups coming up here. Thursday, all right, 7:09 is the first game. Alabama versus BYU. Who are you taking in that one?
Alabama.
I think BYU.
Ooh.
Florida versus Maryland. TBS, 7:39.
Florida.
Duke versus Arizona, rematch of an early regular season matchup. Late game, 9:39 on CBS. Who you taking in that one?
Duke. Who do I want to win? Is that what you asked?
Nope.
Or who do I think will win?
Who do you think will win?
Duke. I do. I honestly, I'm gonna say it. I hate to say this to Jacob right now and those Duke fans out there, but Duke. I mean, me and you both said it. They should win a national championship, and they have all the tangibles to do that.
Yeah, I think Duke and Florida are your best two teams left.
Truly, I'm gonna pick Duke there.
I think this game's gonna be really close. I think Caleb Love and Arizona are playing very well. I think they can match up very well. They're going to have that.
I think. Let me back up. I think all these games will be close now.
I think Arizona is really going to have a play with a chip on their shoulder after the way they played at Duke earlier in the season. They lost at home to Duke. I think they're going to try to play really good. Caleb Love's playing a lot better. I think this game's close, but I'm going to give Duke the edge in this one just because of Cooper Flagg and the way Duke's been playing. The late game Thursday at 10:09, you have Texas Tech versus Arkansas. I'm interested to see where you go with this one.
That's a tough one. That is a tough one. I like the way Arkansas stacks up against Texas Tech. Give me Arkansas with the upset. I know I'm high on the Red Raiders, but I think that's just a tough matchup for Texas Tech.
I'm going Texas Tech. I think I think Arkansas comes back to earth a little bit.
Maybe.
I think Texas Tech wins this game close. I think 5-point game in this one. Give me Texas Tech. This game is at 10:09 on
I'm gonna say 1 point game, 2-point game.
Yeah, I think this will be the closest matchup. I think the Alabama BYU will be the closest, and then I think Duke Arizona, then Texas Tech Arkansas. I think Florida could actually I think they could really just destroy Maryland if everything's
They really can. They got all if they're hitting the threes.
Moving into Friday, guys, we're going to wrap it up real fast here. Friday, March 28th, your first game, again, 7:09 on CBS, the same exact time schedule as Thursday night. You have Michigan State versus Ole Miss.
Michigan State.
I'm going Michigan State. Interested to see what you say here because this has been a very tough matchup for Tennessee this year. Tennessee versus Kentucky. Who you got?
Hard to beat a team 3 times. Give me the balls.
I'm going the balls in this one, too, because I agree with that. I've lived that in my own life.
Please. Don't let them beat you 3 times. That hurt.
I look at that the same way as I look at the Arizona.
It is, though. That's the truth. I mean, it's hard. Yeah, even that. It's hard to beat a team twice, but it's really hard to beat a team 3 times. They can do it. Kentucky has the talent to do it.
They do, but I think Tennessee comes into this one.
That, honestly, in my opinion, is the toughest matchup, like, out of all these. Like, the toughest to pick.
Maybe. I'm going Tennessee in this one. I think it'll be close for a little bit. I think Tennessee squeaks it out in the end. I think Lanier has a huge game. I think we see Lanier score close to 30 in this one.
We'll see.
Next big matchup, Auburn versus Michigan on CBS at 9:39. Who you got in this one?
Michigan.
I'm going Michigan as well. Michigan's, I think they're going to expose.
It hurts my pride, but I'm going to say
I hate to say it too, but I'm going Michigan in that one. I think we're pretty firm on that. We both said that pretty fast.
I think we see Broom get shut down.
Yeah.
I think he meets some size down low.
I think he doesn't do good with physicality. I picked up on that.
That's what I'm saying.
We'll see, though. We'll see what happens there. The last matchup to finish at the Sweet 16 before we get into the Elite Eight on Saturday.
Some stuff, too.
Houston versus Purdue. I'm going Houston. I've got Houston in a national championship. I'm going to go ahead and tell you.
I'll go Houston just because I don't like Purdue.
Okay.
How about that?
All right. I like it. So, guys, we may pick one of these games Friday. We could do that. We could do that Tennessee-Kentucky game.
What time is that game?
7:39.
7:39.
It's a possibility. We'll see. We'll see. We'll play it by ear the rest of the week. Follow us on social media, guys, to see if we say anything. Final thoughts, though, guys. Me and Cass have been talking a lot of NASCAR this year. Kyle Larson ended the streak of all the Bs winning races. Kyle Larson ended up winning this race Sunday. He held on to his tires and won this race pretty handedly. Didn't dominate like he normally does.
You picked him.
I did. I had him. He passed Bubba Wallace for the lead, and that was another one I had up there.
Bubba Wallace finished third?
Yeah, he finished third. He fell. His tires wore out on him. Larson was trying to complete the weekend sweep, which only Kyle Busch has ever done. Kyle Busch has done it twice at Bristol. Larson won the truck race. Would have won the Busch race or Xfinity Series race. He had a 17.5-second lead, had lapped all the way up to 5th place, and they had a caution at the end, and he spun the tires a little bit, and the guy behind him jacked his rear tires up, and he couldn't get started, and Justin Allgaier won the Xfinity race. But Larson would have had the weekend sweep. But speaking of sweeps, after Larson won that one, Bulldogs end up sweeping Florida. They outscored them 36-9 on the weekend. Florida's been struggling lately. Tennessee kind of laid it to them a week ago, and we laid it to them this week. So I'm glad to see the Gators fall. Nobody likes the Gators.
Yeah.
Other one here, Tennessee ended up taking the series 2-1 over Alabama. Very
big road series.
Very good series. This game was in Tuscaloosa. I think.
I'm gonna say this: is Tennessee a hard team to beat twice in baseball?
They are, unless they're playing ETSU.
No. If that's a 3-game series, give me balls.
But I do think
Tennessee remains number 1. By the way,
I personally do.
Georgia up to number 3.
Yep, Arkansas's 2.
Yeah, SEC.
Yep, Arkansas's nasty. We play.
Where's Texas A&M?
They're not ranked anymore.
That is crazy.
They have.
And I'm kind of disappointed. ETSU's not ranked. I'm kind of disappointed by that.
It's coming. They just got to keep winning. They got to. I don't know what. I didn't see what they did against Samford this past weekend.
They weren't top 25. I saw the new rankings come out today, and I was like, "What the heck? Where's the ETSU?"
Yeah, I don't know what they did against Samford. And last but not least, our favorite season, MLB opening day Thursday. My Braves take on the San Diego Padres at 4:39 on Thursday. Who your Yankees open up with?
I don't even know.
Don't even know.
I haven't even looked.
God,
no, I haven't looked yet. That's too far off in the week. I'll look.
Too far off in your week.
Go ahead, pull it up for me real quick.
I'm going to do it real fast. How you feel about your Yankees?
Not too good. Thanks for asking. Just straight up, there's my answer. Not too good.
The Yankees will open up against the Brewers at home at 3:05 on Thursday. Max Fried is lined up to be the ace and starter for the Yankees due to the Cole injury. For Braves fans out there, guys, Chris Sale will be our ace opening day starter. Spencer Strider looking great. He's through. He's faced 16 batters and struck out 13 of them so far this spring training. He hasn't gave up a hit yet, so he's looking ready. They ain't gonna have him ready though. He's got it stretched out. He'll be the end of April before we see him. Acuna's back. Looks like he's gonna be on the opening day roster.
Braves be tough. Braves win the division.
I hope so. We'll see what happens. I'm excited about baseball, guys. We'll see what happens the rest of this week. That's your Sweet 16 matchups. Hope your brackets are doing well. Hope you guys have a wonderful week. We'll be back with you maybe later this week, but if not, we'll be back with you on Sunday. Y'all have a great rest of your week. Enjoy it. See y'all.
Peace. Thanks, guys.